I don't did nothing either.
That's what he was, honest.
Wasn't on a chair.
No, I'm gonna let you sit here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get it going. I hate when this shit pause. I gotta go to Walmart and get a new wire, new cord. I bought one when I was in Houston.
What happened? Messed up?
I didn't bring it with me.
Thank God. Yeah.
All right, there we go. What up, Sean Williams? We got Two Pretty Kenney up in here today, man. Two Pretty Kenney gonna talk to y'all for a minute, man. And then I'm gonna try to get back to work, man. You know how I do. Two Pretty Kenney.
Put my Hollywoods on. What's up, y'all? Macheads, maniacs, everybody out there. I know everybody seen that video last night with Lil Doc. That was off the chain. Lil Doc got down on that and stuff that he spit. I'll be honest. My personal opinion, that was the best video I ever seen that's on Claire Mack video. Lil Doc went deep. Man, he told some stories. I was saying, wow, whoa, whoa, god damn, wow, man. He had his gangster. I mean, Lil Doc was a gangster. And shout out to Lil Doc and his health. You know, may God bless him, though, to still be alive for some of the stuff that he went through. You know, that was a hell of a video, you know. And when I'm talking about that Lil Doc, we all enjoyed that stuff last night. Especially me, man. I mean, I really did. And I would look at reading the comments. I seen, you know, Cross and them. Everybody said their little piece and stuff like Keith Cross, and a lot of the homies and stuff like that was giving their opinion on it, you know. But once again, shout out to Lil Doc, 6'9" East Coast, and you know, I want to give a shout out to OG Gold. OG Golden donated $2. You know, OG Gold, man, thank you, brother. You know, because what you guys don't realize, okay, I've been going back and forth from Vegas to LA, Vegas to Long Beach, Vegas, you know, making all these trips. And that costs us. And when you give donations, what like OG Gold just gave and stuff like that, that mean a lot to Ken Mack. Because, you know, we all like his videos and how he presented for us. And we all look forward to all that stuff. And a little donation like that helps, you know what I mean? 'Cause I just picked him up at the, you know, when he come back in town, I got to go pick him up and stuff like that. Then he get a call, he go right back. You know, when he did OG Sinbad from Inglewood, that brother, right? Come back here. Then he go do Lil Doc, then come back here. All that back and forth. Then he had my condolences to Kev Mack. He had a death in the family. Then he had to go back, you know. How many, Kev? It was 3 deaths, man, and that costs money. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and when I was watching, I want to give a shout out to some of the guys that helped out on the donations. You know what I mean? Joe Farrell, Devin Williams, man, this brother right here, Devin, man, much love. You helped Kev Mack out. You donated $100, man. Thank you, man, because everybody don't do stuff like that. Jason Williams. He gave a shout out, gave a donation, you know. Y'all general, you know, I'm naming a few of the people that be contributing and stuff. Like, you know, one day when you don't want to buy that sack of weed, send that $10 a cat to help out before we can keep this platform going and stuff. You know, Crenshaw Grinder, good looking out. You donated it, the stuff like that. This brother right here, I can't really pronounce his name, but I'm going to try. Aha. Ain't that a bitch? Aha. Aha. You know what I mean? Thank you, Aha. Who named themselves Aha? You know what I mean? My daughter come home and say, Dad, I want you to meet my boyfriend. Guess his name, Daddy? Aha. I say, if you don't get Aha out of here. You know what I mean? Fuck that. You know? I'm serious with these names. Because I was speaking on one little incident. One of my daughters, you know, she trying to date him. She was going to this gangster dude. So I asked my daughter, like, what's his name? Guess what his name was? Throw down. Throw down. That mean that nigga throw down. Get this nigga out of my house. You know what I mean? I don't want no son-in-law named Throw Down. He's sagging. He tattooed up. He look all neck with that gang graffiti. I told my daughter, he straight. That dude look like he going to the pen. You know what I mean? He looked like so years didn't pass. And I asked my daughter, whatever happened to that dude you brought up, you know, a little friend, name was Throwdown. She said, oh, Dad, he killed somebody. They stretched him out. I knew right then and there that he was going to the pen. He just had that look. Throw down. That means that he throws down. Hell no. You know what I mean? But I want to speak on a little bit of stuff like this is the second season, y'all. And we got the third season coming. Oh my God, third season. Get ready. It's gonna be some fire. I just gonna name a few. I ain't gonna give y'all everybody name, but stay tuned for season 3. We're gonna have Barefoot Pookie is returning to the Ville. Okay, he been gone a while off of KMAC platform, but Barefoot Pookie is making a grand appearance. Then we got the AC Deuces. The OGs know what I'm talking about, the AC Deuces. They go back way back in the days, you know what I mean? The AC Deuces, and y'all want to know about their history and stuff like that. The Longos out of Long Beach, you know what I mean?
Not the Longo.
I mean, what's that?
Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach. Can't even spell. Hey, y'all, I ain't gonna even lie. He spelled it.
Right.
No, he can't spell. Listen, y'all, this is what he spelled. This for Long Beach. Luno.
Long Beach.
You know, he need to go back to school and stuff like that. Luno. After I say Longo, he said, no, too pretty. It's Long Beach. Ain't that a bitch? You know what I mean? Tell him he went to Crenshaw High. You know, I'll give a shout out. Who is this? Messer Retracted. Somebody gave $3.99. Man, I wish we'd had your name and stuff like that. Terrell Mack. Oh, he donated $2.50 last week. T-Mac. Oh, man. Mr. Russell. Oh, good look out, Mr. Russell. Shout out to Mr. Russell with a capital M. He just donated $20. Thank you, man. I know you're going to be sure you want to get that sack, but you still can get a sack for 10, Mr. Russell, man. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, we as people, not that I'm begging and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I ain't doing like them preachers that driving them Rolls Royces. They get donation every week and stuff like that and all that stuff. We're just trying to keep this platform going for he can keep giving fire to a lot of the people that, especially the people that's not from LA, that didn't know our history. This is historical stuff. Years later, mark my word, they're going to talk about what KMAC doing right now, the platform that he giving up, our black history, you know what I mean? Because I mentioned in one of my videos, we do not document our history, you know, and show how bad our history is. Say like a triple OG like me. The youngsters don't even know who I am, right? You know, after a couple generations past, they don't know who. All they go by who's on the street now. Money T and all them. That's they big OGs, and you know. And then a lot of the sets are, they got guys that's claiming sets. Don't even live on that street around that area, like say 6ix9ine East Coast. Half of the motherfuckers don't even stay around there, right? You know what I mean? But they claiming it. I mean, I ain't mad at them and stuff like that. So they don't know the history. But what Kev Mack's doing, he giving you the real history. He bringing in the real G's that did it, done it, and you know, for you guys that didn't know what was going down, like Lil Doc. Y'all didn't. Lil Doc is known. He reputable. You know what I mean? There ain't no secret about Lil Doc. He the real deal. But a lot of you cats didn't even know about Lil Doc until you seen this video. A lot of you cats didn't even know about OG Barefoot Pookie until you seen the video. Or Jimmy the Bishop, you know, until you seen the video. You know what I mean? Giacomo. That's what I'm talking about, the history that Kev Mack has given me and all of us, you know, so straight history. And now, as the first time in our history, our culture is getting documented. Because every time you see a video, that's going to be our history. You know, and we have to give Kev Mack that props. He's doing all this on his own. And all that traveling back and forth, sacrificing for you guys. You know what I mean? For y'all can have something to watch. And I see all you guys that's on right now, you know, he giving that to y'all. He's sacrificing. You know what I mean? And like somebody had nerve to write, oh, Bob, he don't ask for donation. He got money. He got 400,000 people. You know what I mean? You know, he got the money. But he 3.5 million subscribers. You know what I mean? If everybody just send 50 cents, he don't have to. He can retire. You know what I mean? With that type of stuff. So you know, all you Mac heads, and we got one more. and Maniacs, let's support my brother, man, out of love. And don't think I'm begging and stuff. Oh, Too Pretty Kenney trying to pimp on some money. Hell no. You know, I ain't getting nothing out of this, but I see what this brother doing, the struggle that he's doing. But before I go on any farther, I got some shots out. DC Payroll, he gave $19.99. That reminds me of that old Earl Shaw. I'll paint any car for $29.99. That's some old stuff though anyway. Then we got another one. Pearl Lonesome B. I hope I pronounced it right. Pearl, damn, I can see your face. You a cutie. Goddamn. Pearl, you gave $3.99. Pearl, you look nice on your picture. I'm looking at you right now. I can't even talk. Forget this thing. Shut this down. Pearl, call me. I'm single, Pearl. Okay, we got another one. Young Rock. Man, Young Rock, he gave up too. Young Rock, where you at? You know what I mean? Oh, wait. Somebody was saying something about Too Pretty put his book online so we can buy it. Oh, you can get my book. Listen, y'all. My book is doing good. Amazon.com. Too Pretty Kenney, Original Compton Crips, To Beyond. Now, that stuff that Dot was spitting last night, that's my book. You know what I mean? It ain't no dull stuff. I started my book, I'll say my mama's name is this, my brother's name is that. Then I went in. From that start to the finish, it ain't nothing but stuff like what Lil Doc talking about, you know what I mean? So the book is great. It ain't no boring. Are you waiting to get to the good part? I tell all, you know, who got their ass whooped, who got slapped, that supposed to be OG. I tell everything. To this day, I got OG. Oh, Ken, why you say that, Bubba? Nigga, it happened. Nigga, I seen when he did that to your ass. So what, I lied? You know what I mean? If I lied on you, sue me. You know what I mean? But it was too many witnesses. I seen some OGs who y'all look up to like, oh, that nigga too hard. That nigga, man, I see some of them niggas go out like Buster where some other OGs got with them. Back in them days, everybody went head up, right? You know, show what you man of, you know, you made up. And, you know, they go head up and I know who won, who lost. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man. Then, you know, we spread the word, blah, blah, took a L. You know, and the word just spread all out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got Young Rock. Young Rock, I got you for the $2. You know what I mean? Good looking out, man. You know, Pearl, she hollered back at me. See y'all? Okay, Pearl, I see you. You know what I mean? Okay, boo. You know what I mean? Pearl. I ain't mad at you. You got good taste if you like me. You know what I mean? Serious, you know. Okay, I got to give some more shout outs. Some more of you people. Thank you guys. Y'all give a donation. Victor, my dog, Vic. Vic gave 25 big ones. You know, good looking out, Vic. You know what I mean? Vic, tell me where you from, man. You know, let me know where you from. Michael Hawkins in the house. Back up. Call the police. Michael donating. Mike Hawkins. My dog. Call the goddamn police. Can't we call the police? Michael done gave up $2. Oh, my God. Good looking out, Mike. You know, much love and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Thank you. You know, anything.
What did you think about Sinbad series?
Okay, Sinbad series. That was a good series, right? I mean, that was a good series. He spit some knowledge and stuff like that, and it was a 4-part. I like how Kev Mack is doing this nowadays. He doing the series, right? Because you be watching it, then all of a sudden it go off. I said, God damn, that motherfucking Kev Mack. You know what I mean? God, he leave you in suspense. You know, remember how the soap operas used to do us? You know, before they had, on Friday, they leave you like this. If they get to the good part, bam, then it go off. So you got to watch it Monday. So that's what Kev Mack been doing to us. Yo, boy, Fitzgerald, goddamn. How about them Cowboys? Fitzgerald, I don't like the Cowboys. But since you donated $10, man, the Cowboys are bad motherfuckers. Oh, you know, because that $10, yeah. Fitz, I seen you on video. I see what you doing. You know, who you trying to hook up. Man, Fitz, do me a favor. Do a song on Too Pretty Kenney, man. You know what I mean? Give me my own song, Fritz. You know I love you, baby. Out there in Atlanta. ATL, hey, I like it down there. It ain't no joke, right? The ATL, man, real talk, right? You know, I'll tell you another place, you guys. Listen to me. Houston, Texas, the Third Ward. Oh my God. They got a whole bunch of clubs in that area, right? Every club me and Ken Mac went to, I walk in, I see girls. Damn, them girls is fine. Then I go to the other part, all of them fine. Then I go out in the balcony, I'll marry all of them. You know what I mean? Everybody had them big old booties down in Houston, Texas. Hush, you know what I'm talking about. OG Hutch, you know. Y'all been keeping a secret. You know what I mean? But Houston, Texas, got it going. Now, Atlanta ain't bad. When I was down in Atlanta, they tough down there. I'll tell you another spot I've seen some bad girls. New Orleans, the state of Louisiana. Now, you talking about some big booty girls down there and that can cook. Ooh, go to Louisiana, man. Get what you want, them big booty girls that can cook. I'm telling you, you'll be 400 pounds. Okay, Prince, what you saying? Super Bowl bound? Cowboys? Prince, come on now. I said that. I gave you a little props. Now you're overdoing it. Now, come on, Prince. You know what I mean?
Ask him when's his song and video with Crip Crazy.
Okay, hey, Prince. Ken Mac want to know when your song coming out with Crip Crazy. Oh, I know I'll be off the chain. I seen the video where y'all was in the studio and stuff like that. Man, I'm waiting on that. But Fritz, give me a song, some type of song that Ken Mac can put on his platform. You know my dog. I go along. Okay, Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. I'll do anything just to get a video. Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. They're gonna beat the shit out of New England. Okay, Fritz. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Them Cowboys. Hey, y'all. Don't forget about them Rams. L.A. Rams, they the real deal. Because they lost in that Super Bowl last year. They'll be back. But the team that looked really good to me, New England Patriots. Oh, my God. Brady's at least 60 years old and still throwing touchdown passes. Man.
You hear that, Rockhead? We going to have to burn that T-shirt you be wearing.
Well, Rockhead. Pittsburgh is going to the city. I hope you're watching this. And don't take it personal, Rock. Pittsburgh, they lost the quarterback. They lost their good running back. They lost their receiver. They are lost.
All
you know
they lose now is their fans.
Right. You know, things going on in Pittsburgh's, what's that, Heinz ketchup. You know what I mean? So Pittsburgh ain't even on the map no more. You know what I mean? Oh, who said I'm not lying? Chuck. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Chuck know what I'm talking about. I see you, Chuck. It's too pretty when you having the homies on. Oh man, I got some stuff lined up. You know, I'm telling Ken Mac, my boy from Front Hood, Mad Doctor is out on the street and doing positive stuff, and he can give you some day run Front Hood stuff. The trip part, me and Mad Doctor lived on the same street growing up, right? So how we was operating. The Front Hood and Corner Park is really one big neighborhood. So at that time, you could pick Front Hood or you can pick Pocket Hood. You know, you could live across Wilmington and be Pocket Hood, or on my side, you know, and then it was vice versa. Because on my street, we have Front Hood niggas and then we have Pocket Hood niggas, right? So at that time, you pick what you want to be. Like Anside Great, that street is in the center of Pocket and Front Hood, right? We all the same neighborhood, you know, but they feuding and stuff now. The youngsters that messed the game up. Yes, you youngsters messed the game up. How you niggas is feuding and y'all in the same neighborhood? You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's just like if you live in L.A. on 89th Street, but around the corner is 90th Street and y'all feuding. You know, that's crazy. Y'all the same hood. So I don't understand. The youngsters need to get it together, and that gang banging stuff is whack anyway, because you notice all the OGs nowadays, we on a whole different tip. You know, we giving back because we, Bad Food Pookies, Jimmy Lavenders, the really OGs, day one gangsters, we giving back because we just messed up our community, the stuff we doing. So now we giving back. So in my mind, I love all the Don moves. I love all the Crips, right? I just love us as people. I'm on that tip nowadays. So when I see a Don move, man, what's up, my brother? You know what I mean? I don't look at it like, oh man, he used to be a slob or something. Hell no. I looked at a video the other day with Cynthia Nunn, AC and them. They at Ludus Park. And the stuff that sister is doing, shout out, much love to Cynthia Nunn. She got a program called Cynthia Angels. She feeding everybody. She giving it clothes. Excuse me. out there in Compton. You guys help her out. If y'all got something extra, take it to her. She right there on Long Beach Boulevard. If I can remember the address, I think it was 200 North Long Beach Boulevard, right? So if y'all got some anything that contribute to help kids with backpack, any books for they can read. Cynthia doing all that on her own. She been in business, not a business, but it's a non-profit organization for 5 years. Most shout out because Cynthia Nunn, you look at that video, back in the day, she was with the business. She know everybody. You know what I mean? She was with the business and stuff like that, her and her family, them nuns and stuff. But you could tell she's really good people because she said her mom used to feed everybody. Everybody used to hang out at her house and stuff. All that's true. But she was very reputable person and stuff like that. And God blessed her with the opportunity to do the foundation to help people, you know, and she against all that gangs, that non-violence, you know, we about non-violence, you know what I mean? So all you the still Crip gangs are still tripping and rolling on each other, stop it. Cause we don't have nobody left in LA. You looking at around LA, look at the numbers. We don't have the numbers we used to have. Everybody moving out. So the few of y'all that's still there, why kill each other off? Ain't gonna be nobody there. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Think about it. I mean, you gangbanging on a war that started 45 years ago. You know, stuff I did when I was slapping niggas and all that 45 years ago. You know, y'all don't even know what started the war. Who started it? You know what I mean? You know, but y'all fighting each other. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Somebody asked me, what's up, Rams? Yeah, Patrick, Rams, yeah, Rams. Fitzgerald, the Rams can't beat Dallas. I still want that video, but the Rams come in second. Fitz, hook me up the video. I mean, the record or whatever, all right? You know, okay, Victor. He said he told me he gave 5 heavily. Goldie from the trial. Okay, Victor from Altadena. Goldie. Goldie on the video? Yeah. Goldie, shout out, man. I see what you're doing, man. That positive stuff. Must Rise. What is your name of your program?
My name was Pushed Back.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, brother, man. Goldie, man, keep on. I want to contribute to you, give something to you, what you doing, because it's a great movement that you doing. You know, My Tribe Rise. That's Goldie out of Altadena. And you know what, Goldie, we got some more stuff for Altadena Crips and stuff out there, bro. You know what I mean? I'll name some of the stuff that's coming up for season 3. Whoa, in the house, back up. Whoa, they gave $5, man. Whoa. Whoop-de-whoop. That's whoa in the house. Good looking at whoa, man. You know, when y'all sitting there donate, come back and tell me where you from. I'll give a shout out. Okay, yeah. Patrick, you know, he said the Corner Pockets had that fire bud in the 90s. Damn right. North Street had it going on. So if you wanted some good stuff back in the day, we had it. We had Compton sold up. I tell you, you look at my video, when it's like too pretty go back to Compton, I took it, we was on North Street where I was saying the Stones live down here, and how them cats were making all that money. That was North Street in Compton back on the in the day. That was 24 non-stop drug street. Whatever you needed, North Street had it. You know what I mean? What used to kill me, if somebody's selling some drugs and somebody try to run off. You got to run through 100 Crips to get to the corner or get to your car. I couldn't understand why a person would take that chance and get beat down, knocked out, all that, stumped down. And I used to say, why they stumping our cuz? Our cuz trying to run off with the drug. What was he thinking? Both sides of the street full of Crips and stuff. And everybody got a package. You know, but brothers who would do stupid stuff like that, you know, it's real talk. But let me get back to season 3. Okay, I mentioned.
No, that's the rest of season
2. Okay, oh no, this is the rest of season 2. Oh, so it ain't over. See, we ain't done yet. All right. I mentioned Barefoot Pookie. You know, Barefoot Pookie. Let me tell you a little history on him. When I was acting a fool, I'm living in Compton. Barefoot Pookie was up in L.A., but he was putting in some work. And I was hearing, you know, I kept my ear to the streets, and they were talking about Barefoot Pookie. This fool walking around barefooted, crippin'. What? But the who walking around barefooted back in the early 70s and putting in work. But Barefoot Pookie was that triple OG that he had his reputation, and he was barefooted. My cousin said he was at a club, standing in line. Bad Food Pookie showed up with a tailor-made suit, barefooted. You know what I mean? Corns and all. You know what I mean? Want to get in. Okay, like I said about the AC Deuces and the Long Beach. Okay, guess who else? Now, this cat right here for the name go back to my time. You know what I mean? And he was a triple OG. Bitter Dog Bruno. First time I seen Bitter Dog, I want to talk to him. Him and my homeboy, Big Michael Stone, they was buddies. They was in jail together, whatever. But I was giving a house party right back then. I'm charging like a quarter to get up in the thing. It's a crib party. So next thing I hear, they say, "Oh, here come the Compton Crips," you know, because at that time they wasn't claiming grannies or whatever, Oak Park. And they said, "Here come the Compton Crips." So I step out the yard, look down the street, there's a gang of them. Bitter Dog was in the front. They say, "Man, hey, cuz, that's Bitter Dog Bruno." So I'm looking at him, you know what I mean? He was in the front, like how Tookie used to walk in the front and all the dudes in the back. I said, "Damn, man, that's some power right there," you know what I mean? And he was with a girl. I was telling Kay Mac that her name was Tammy. I want to ask Bitter Dog. She ended up going with Big Michael Stone and ended up having a baby boy. But he was dating her at the time. You know, it was OG Snake and Movie Star. Them some famous gangsters back in the day, but they always had my crib party. But I want to tell OG, that party you went to in Corner Pocket, that was my house, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. You know, I don't trip him out when I bring that up, you know what I mean? Oh, Fitz say, "Hey, Cam," he said, "I got you, Kenny." Oh, Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. They going to win at least about 30, 40. Fitz, man, I'm putting on, well, I'm just going to make a bet right now. Cam, when you get this mic, I'm going to go to the casino, come back, and put all my money on them Cowboys, Fitz. You know how we do it. You know, give me that Too Pretty Kenney songs and stuff, because you don't want to do it, right? You know, ain't nobody on your level, Fitz. You know, you the number one cat out of Atlanta, Georgia, ATL in the house. Okay, hold up. Cab, listen to this. Cab, King out. He can't even spell it on that. Yeah, King what? King what? Now, you know that nigga crazy. That's why he sent $1.11. King what? I was saying, "Oh, you from 111?" Oh, so that means he's from 111. Okay, I got you, King. You know I'm clown. I'm getting my clown on. Must love 111. 111 in the house today. You know what I mean? Is that how I talk to my boy Lester? That's my boy. Talking about Mad Dawson. That's my boy. We grew up together. He doing great things out in the streets.
Hey, talk about LaShawn's video. They love that.
LaShawn? Okay, LaShawn. Okay, that's my little cousin. He did a 4-part video, you know, and that's my little cousin. And he didn't tell his part. All he said, Too Pretty used to shoot people. I used to go with him. Nigga, you shot more people than me. You know what I mean? So, that's where I got it from. You know, tell on yourself. You know what I mean? He telling on me what I used to do, but he was putting in a lot of work. That's how I get up in the pen with Doc Holliday and them Unabomber. He was in the joint in Florence, Colorado, with all the OGs and stuff. And he got a book. He's really intelligent, very intelligent brother. And, you know, his book, I said, and he wrote a movie script, and I'm reading it. He said, "Yeah, cousin, that's me." You know, he go to pen. They got nothing to do but read and educate themselves. And I guess he did that because he did a great job. That guy is very, very intelligent, you know what I mean? But that is my true first cousin. And the story he was telling, I forgot about. He was having problems with the Fruitown Power Rules and shit like that. Like, he mentioned Diver Dan. I was at the Diver Dan in them days back then, you know what I mean? I was, trying to get them niggas. So when he was mentioning about that, where his mama called my mama, and my mama say, "Oh, Lisa, you need to go around there. You know, all them bloods, they want to jump on it." You know, because my mom knew he stayed in the blood neighborhood. Man, that's up my alley. This is what I do. So I'm with LaSalle. We both got guns and stuff. Man, let's go over there, man, because I done shot them niggas up so many times. They know better. So when we swooped on ours, I'm coming down, cut off my lights. They had the park lights on and stuff. Me and little LaSalle. We both packing. So when I jump out the car, I asked them niggas like, "Y'all fucking with my cousin? Y'all know what I do." See, when he said they was splitting up, Them niggas knew my car, so they didn't know I'm coming to ride on them or what. So they got scared because, oh, here come 2 Pretty Kenney. They don't know I'm coming on a mission, but I was going slow because I used to go faster when I'm coming to shoot them niggas. I ain't driving like I was driving that day. I was coming down slow because I'm surveying. I don't trust them. I'm trying to see anybody reaching for pistols and stuff. Then when I got up to where my cousin, when I jumped out, cuz, y'all fucking with my cousin, what's up, woo woo. And then here they go, no, 2 Pretty, oh, that's your cousin, cuz. No, then they say, cuz, no, we didn't know that. Cause y'all know what I do. You know I'll be putting work on you niggas, right? So, get back. They was tough, yeah. Oh, don't get it wrong. Top Cat now, Diver Dan now, the OGs, oh, they putting in work. They was cool. I mean, I'm finna tell y'all something, right? Y'all was talking about East Coast, all that. Them Pyros in Compton, the West Side, the Fruit Town, Toledo Parks, they was no joke. They were serious about their business, right? I give them props because they wasn't scared of it. We had them outnumbered back then, but them cats was the real deal. They had me ducking for my life many times. I used to stand right there in Wilmington, Lou's liquor store. Here they come. They was dumping. All I see the spark. Bing, bing, bing. You know what I mean? So after they would dump on us, I say, we talk, oh, maybe we're going to kill those niggas. They said, no, they coming back. Ding, ding, ding. That's how bold they were. They didn't dump and leave. They wait about 30 minutes and come right back because they'll catch a slipper, dumping some more. And I give them props. I say, they want a real war. Now it's our turn. I'm finna go dump on them. You know what I mean? So we was going back and forth.
Tell them about Icky Dawson.
Now, Icky, he told me to talk about Icky Dawson. Okay, let me tell you about Icky Dawson. Let me tell you about Icky Dawson. And I'm finna name some names Kev don't want me to talk about no more. But they did some wrong to him. I'm finna tell it all. 2 Pretty Kenney gonna tell it all. Okay. We feuding with them. West Side Power putting in them. No, he say it without names. I'm telling names, y'all. I ain't holding back. I don't care. I don't care who feelings are hurt. I don't name everybody. I'm finna tell it. Tell the truth. Okay. Puddin', I don't name everybody. I ain't gonna bite my tongue because it's all true. Puddin', AC, Icky Dawson. They come in our neighborhood to put work in, right? So my homeboy going to work, right? He ain't banging, right? So they rolling around to see who they can get. So they seen him. So he on his 10th Street. So he said he seen him. They rolled by real slow. They didn't do nothing. Then they rolled past him. As he riding his bike, he rolled a little farther. They out the car waiting on him. So he get there. So Icky Dawson, you know what I mean, got out the car, shot my homeboy with a sawed off, point blank. Boom. First Icky say, I want your 10 speed. Blood. So my homeboy won't get out the bike to give it to her. These some killers. So he was giving him 10 speed, and Icky say, no, I don't want your 10 speed. I want your life. The Icky blasted. Boom. Hit him. Fall to the ground. So Puddin' say, that nigga ain't dead. Yeah, I say it again. Puddin' say, he ain't dead. I'll show you how you kill a nigga. He get out, got the 9, start dumping on my homeboy. Doom, 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 doom. Hit him up with a 9. Shot him in the eye, shot him in the head, shot him all over. I'll tell you the truth. AC was there, and we talked about it. But he was in the car. He didn't do nothing. AC told me years later. AC apologized, said, Ken, give me that guy's number because I was wrong with Icky and Puddin' did. AC didn't like that, right? Real talk. I said, oh, AC, that brother passed a cirrhosis of the liver because after he got shot up like that, he started drinking. He didn't drink, smoke, do nothing. But what I loved about AC, he was there. AC told me, man, I started leaving Puddin' alone because he was taking overboard with the shooting and stuff like that. And I love AC for that because he was man enough to say, man, that was one time they overdid it. You know what I mean? And they thought he was dead. But sure, I got there. If it ain't your time to go, it ain't your time. They shot him all in the shotgun, point blank range, and shot him all in the head, shot his eyeball out and all that. It's distorted his whole, And he got up and led with the Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? I sure it's God. If it ain't your time to go, then it ain't your time to go. You know what I mean? But K Mac didn't want me to mention name. But I did. I ain't gonna bite my tongue. You know what I mean? So
Tell them those that was confused, little
Yeah, okay, remember y'all watched Lil Doc last night? Thank God, miracles happens. Lil Doc got his legs back. He's starting to walk. Ain't God is good, you know what I mean? Ain't God is good. But Lil Doc, I put him in my prayers last night. Lil Doc went through a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? He was with the business and stuff like that. I mean, he was the type, Lil Doc would have been running with me. Come on, Lil Doc. There's some power rules. Get him, Lil Doc. You know what I mean? Get him. You know what I mean? And he was the type, get busy. You know what I mean? He's that type. He was the real deal. And they had cats like that. Every neighborhood got a cat like Lil Doc. You know what I mean? How the gang situation, you're going to have a cat like Lil Doc. Then every neighborhood going to have a couple guys that can box you to death. Then you got your ballers and stuff like that. Then 70% of the gang is the hang around I'm rolling 60, nigga. But it's gonna be a few real killers and all that really active. But a whole ton of them gonna be claiming like niggas ain't trade gangster fool. They ain't neighborhood they claiming, but they ain't nobody never seen put work in it. Oh man, I died for my neighborhood cause this Hoover. I'm a criminal. A lot of them just talk. You know what I mean? And then when it show you that they ain't really down, okay, your OGs is putting in the work, they get stretched out 25 to life. None of you niggas put nothing on their books. You know what I mean? All y'all be on the street. Oh man.
No packers, no pictures.
Yeah, no packers, no pictures or nothing. Then once I mention the name, man, I'll be glad when Crazy Eye Joe get out. He get out. He got
Wayne.
Yeah, he get out 23 more years. Wait till the OG. We're gonna put this shit down back on the map. They just fabricate. That's why I said, fuck all that gang banging shit. Cause you don't got no real friends. Only real friends you got is your mama. You know what I mean? Or if you got a girlfriend that's really down, there's a few of us that have that, and she come put your books on for a few years until she get tired of that. You got 25 to life. It's hard to tell somebody to wait 25 years. Hell no. Especially a dime piece. Ain't nobody do that. So why you want to go kill somebody? Because this yourself, I'm Grape Street. I'm going to go kill East Coast. You stressed out for 20. You gone. Then your name is forgotten most of the time. When you do get out, the only people going to still remember you is the ones that still living. Because half of them going to be dead anyway. They going to forget what you done anyhow. You understand? Gang banging is... dead. Especially black on black crime is dead. So I'm looking at somebody now putting in work on another black man. You a fool. You know what I mean? You look at some of you gotta pull up documentaries on the slavery of what our ancestors went through. They didn't kill each other because he on this plantation. We're gonna ride on them niggas on the other plantation. No, they would sneak each other food and stuff like that, and looking out. And y'all want to kill each other because of a street. None of y'all own it because of a color. You know what I mean? Because of a word. He said blood. I'm going to kill this fool. Ain't that a best? A word. You know what I mean? And then, what I'm saying, y'all, I love all my young people. I really do. I'm speaking from my heart. Y'all, let's stop it. The gang banging is playing out anyway. And the good part, the black population of LA is decreasing in population, right? So you only got pockets of still fools that's claiming shit, man. They are dying breed. Because you look around, it might just be a few niggas that's hollering out some shit, but they ain't like back in the day where everybody mobbing with 200-300 deep. Them days in. When the last time you seen 200-300 niggas at a park? You might give like they set day or something. But other than that, through the year, you don't see that no more. You know what I mean? So the few riders still call themselves riding, they gonna end up shooting somebody, going to the pen, whatever. You know what I mean? Really, y'all, let's love each other. You know what I mean? Look, y'all see me on my video, I always wear red. You know what I mean? Because I love my Damu brothers. You understand what I'm saying? I get so much love from Power Rules and stuff nowadays. It's pathetic. You know what I mean? They love me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I told Jimmy Leather, man, I'm finna give back some leather coats I took back in the day to his bishop's boy. Hey, man, I'm going to my mama stores. Here's some old coats. They outdated. Y'all can have them back. I'm a different man. You know what I mean? True that, But, y'all, to get back to more videos for season 2, that little rapper, and I love to hear a rap, Crip Crazy. She'll have her own little video. I want to be there. You know, Chris Crazy ain't bad looking. I mean, I keep 100. She ain't bad looking. So, and we're going to go back. We get them U.S. boys, you know what I mean? Because we got debatable stuff on that U.S. history, you know what I mean? So, I'm not going to tell my point of view of it, you know, but I know what I know when I was banging that the U.S. wasn't with the Crips. They you know, they said they wasn't Crips, but whatever, but they wasn't with us. You know what I mean? I remember that before they turned South Side. You know, they was like, okay, he said they turned more than that, but I remember when they were U.S., we wasn't having them. You know, oh, U.S., y'all want to be us? Y'all us? I'm gonna teach y'all gonna die being us. You know what I mean? That's how we looked at them, nigga. We gonna get UF. We gonna tighten y'all ass up. We gonna distinguish y'all. You know, cause y'all was new booty in the early '70s. Y'all ain't gonna last long. That was my personal thinking. So I might be wrong on how I said whatever. But my personal thinking, we're gonna get rid of you guys quickly. You know what I mean? Like I thought, I made a mistake when I thought we were gonna get rid of the power rules. When Raymond Washington came up to Centennial High, because the Carver Parks got into it with the power rules, they called Raymond. Raymond, another one Crip in LA, right? Raymond comes to a school, so I'm thinking, ooh, they said Raymond here. So the pocket hood, we gathered our little crew, the front hood got there, Carver Park got there, and the Mona Park, and I'm thinking, oh, this is it. Power rule, finna end. The war's over, right? As far as the Compton, because we're gonna distinguish the power rules, and then we're gonna go over to Luther's Park, distinguish them, Fruitown. Man, this is Crip City. All Compton will be Crip. But it didn't happen like that, because when he get there, him and AC Baba Louie knew each other. You know what I mean? And they was talking, and nothing jumped off that day. I was so disappointed. I put on my gloves that day. You know, back then we had the little brown gloves. You know, I'm finna sock me a whole bunch of power rules. You know, I have my gloves on. You know what I mean? It's gonna be on and stuff. I'm do a sock out. I'm socking all of them. You know? Okay. Oh, time out. This is Mr. Inglewood himself, the founder, of all that jumped off. Inglewood won't be Inglewood, who put Inglewood on the map. I'm telling it like it is. Little Caesar. Little Caesar put Inglewood on the map. The most famous. He gave up 23 big ones, and he at work right now. Little Caesar took time off from work to donate $23. But let me tell you the history on Little Caesar. He put Inglewood, listen to me, on the map. Hands down, question. It ain't no seconds, third, like Little Caesar is the man. That's who ran Inglewood family. Trust me on that. He the godfather. Little Caesar the Tookie of the Inglewood family. You know, Raymond Washington of the East Side Crips. AC of the Power Rule. Little Caesar is that god, that statue of Inglewood that put them on the map. Without Little Caesar, they would have been, I mean, they might have did a little bit, but Little Caesar put the stamp down for Inglewood. I give him props on that. Much love to my brother, Little Caesar, one of the most intelligent brothers you ever want to meet. If you talk to him, he got so much knowledge about black history. It's so deep. Little Caesar on a whole different level. You know, he matured to a level like, when he talks to me, I just listen. I don't ask no questions, because every time he talk, I get so much knowledge from him. Remind me of like Malcolm X or Farrakhan, who got knowledge on our history. He that type of brother. Okay, I got another donation. Brian Moss. Man, he said,
did you mention Caesar?
Yeah, I just mentioned Caesar. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Okay. This is a brother right here, can't even spell long and long beat. Asking me, did I miss somebody? You know. Brian Moss, he gave us $1.99. Okay, check this out. We're going to give this part right here. Wait.
That's me.
You asking me this?
No, the top.
Okay, man.
Heavenly and gold. He gave 25.
Okay, yes. Heavenly, shout out. And Goldie, Altadena, I tell you, Altadena, what's the name of it? Tribe Rise. My Tribe Rise. Gave her 20. I did. I shout out to her.
I know you did. That's
yeah.
what I'm telling
Right, you know what I mean? So, much shout out. Yeah, Goldie, I gave a shout out to you, brother. And I seen your video in Long Beach, man. I support you 1,000%. You know, 1,000%. I like the positive stuff that you doing, man. You know, that's a good thing. I got another question. Hey, y'all, help me out. Help Too Pretty Kenny out. Okay, this off the subject, all that. I met a Jamaican girl. I don't know nothing about Jamaican. Give me the rundown. Are they freaks or are they what? Anybody know anything about Jamaican women? Tell me now. I just matter. I started dating. I don't know nothing. So give me the rundown. I can read if I know. Give me some notes. So some of you guys know the history on them. I need to know, are they some freaks?
Straight freaks.
You know, Kev said they're straight freaks. Can somebody give me some more information? You know what I mean? On them Jamaican girls. I don't know. Cause she don't watch this program, so I ain't worried about her asking, oh, you on the program asking what type of girl I am, you know? No, you don't even watch this, so hush up, you know what I mean?
She ain't a freak, she ain't a real Jamaican.
Is that true? Like Kev Max say, if she ain't a freak, she ain't a real Jamaican. Is that true, y'all? You know, somebody, give me some information. I'm reading the script, and not one person say anything about a Jamaican girl. Yes, indeed. Who said that? David Johnson. They are. Are they? Oh, somebody say. Jerome say, I better wear a hat unless you want a baby. Thank you. I put 2 hats on. I don't need no baby. Oh, okay. John Peckham said Jamaican women like aggressive men. Then she want me. You know what I mean? Oh, they said they can cook, they can freak. Who's that? TB Shakur. He said they can cook and they freak and they will do voodoo your ass. Voodoo me, she fine. Put some voodoo on my black ass. You know what I mean? Damn. Wow. Oh, he said. Then who said that? Prayer alone and say they just like Belizeans. He said, what's Belizeans like? Yeah, they are. Oh, they freaks. Oh, okay. Okay, little Caesar, what'd he say? Kev, I don't got my glass on. Look, what'd he say?
Ooh, man, I can't see that shit.
I can't claim all that by myself. What little Caesar saying?
I can't claim all that by myself. These are people like Jan Brewer, Nasty Ed, G West, Petey Weestraw, and then all the other generations. I'm one of the people that put IFG on the map. Much love, Kenny. Okay, little Caesar, you know, naming some other homies and stuff like that, being modest. Hell no, little Caesar, you the one that did it. Case closed. Good looking out for them to throw their name on. Case closed. You the man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the nuclear stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What he did with Nana with Petey Weeswall and all them, Nasty Ed and Jan Brewer. I mean, they.
He forgot Dirty Red.
And Kevin Mack said he forgot Dirty Red, but they was the ones putting it in, right? They was the legends of Inglewood, and all you guys that most shout out to all you guys, you OGs. That's JB just got out and all that. I shout out much love to all y'all, man. You know what I mean? Y'all did what y'all had to do because, to be honest, you guys was on the defense. Y'all didn't start it. You know, we the Crips started the war. And all you guys are doing is trying to defend your neighborhood. And I give y'all props and love for all the blood neighborhoods back in the early 70s. They were trying to keep us off of them, you know what I mean? Because, I'll be honest, we was piranhas, you know what I mean? The Crips, we mob them, and we going to different neighborhoods and we terrorize them, we doing whatever we want to do. And we was wrong. We was dead wrong, original Crips, And the Bloods was the neighborhood that was strong enough to say they didn't want to join us. They say, man, F y'all. You know what I mean? Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't come over here no more with that crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Little Caesar and them held their own.
Yeah.
They had to fight the 60s, the A-trays, and the
this and that. He said that they held their own because they was going against the big old 60s, the A-trays, and who else came out? And the hundreds. Man, that's a lot of pressure. And to try to hold off them, and they did. Because they kept them from coming in. They would come in to snipe at the Inglewood family every blue moon, but it wasn't like no everything day because they got their respect. And it took some hell of a brothers to go against them type of neighborhoods to get that respect. But the 60s, 8 train, all the 100, they respect the Inglewood family. So they was some Little Caesar and them, they being on them some hell of a niggas. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to give them props where props is due. You know what I mean? And that's true. You have to give them props. Read some of this stuff out there, cause
Tell them, but it ain't about that.
yeah, like Kev just mentioned. Yeah, like Kev Mac just mentioned, it ain't about that, but that was giving some old props though, right? Cause right now we on one accord. You know, we all on one tribe. You're right. And said me and Lil Caesar, we talk on the phone and stuff, and he calls Kev Mac, so we always on the phone communicating and stuff like that. You know, real talk. But like Goldie from Altadena say, we one tribe. We on the rise. We as one, y'all. You know, listen to Goldie, what he talking about. The foundation he started, y'all support him. You know what I mean? We as one. Remember that. We ain't doing all that crazy stuff no more. You know?
Too Pretty Kenny. They all freaks if you pop in and wiggle right. Jamaican women can cook.
Brian, thank you, brother. You can keep that $4.99. I like for that information. Don't even send it to Kev Mac. You know what I mean? 'Cause I need information like that, big, you know? But most shout out to Brian Most. He donated another $4.99. Man, that's what's up, you know?
Too Pretty Kenny look like Stevie Wonder with no hair.
Okay, TB, you got jokes. You got jokes. Now I can see your face on here. You want me to tell you what your face look like? Your face look like it's been on fire and somebody try to put it out with a wet tennis shoe. So, you know what I mean? That's what you look like. You know, much love to you, TB. I'm messing with you, brother. You know.
I can't read all that.
Okay, we trying to read some of this stuff.
Kevin Riley. What do you say?
My teacher. Oh, that's the basketball player.
About
My
Glenn
Cl-
Rice.
And a Glenn.
T. Cleaves crazy ass.
I liked them. They was some good
Michigan
basketball.
State.
Yeah. They was some good basketball players with Monte Clee. They won the championship. What's his name?
Michigan State.
Yeah, with Bo Peep. You know, they was all on that team. You know what I mean? They had a good team.
Cleaves wasn't shit in the NBA.
Yeah, he wasn't. But in college, he was like a floor general. He did good. You know what I mean? You know. TB, I see you. Laugh out loud. You my dog. You know how to mess with you.
Jamaican women are crazy. They will cut your butt stone cold free. Oh, but they will cut you, but corn stove free.
I'll take that chance. I love a freak. And boy, I love a freak. You know, just cut my black ass up. You know what I mean? Cut my face up. I'll be Too Ugly Kenny. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Slice me up. And I'll change my name to Too Ugly Kenny. You know what I mean? I love them freaks. Okay, let me try to read some more stuff. All you guys are showing a lot of love and stuff like that, man. Especially the ones that donated, right? You know what I mean? It ain't too late to donate again. If I can throw your name, throw a shout out to the ones that helping with keep this platform going and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
King Cleves, big bus for the
straight
pros. Straight.
Great, man. Yeah, Kevin Riley, that's the truth. He was a buster. He didn't do nothing. He ain't had no outside shot to me. You know, my personal opinion, you know, he couldn't shoot. But he was like a floor general. He can run an offense and show you where you need to be on the floor at the time if he can give you that ball. But, you know, that's all that he had. And by him winning a championship, okay, I got another donation. Man, Young Rock. TPK, after you retire, who would you say took over at least your? I think who was calling shots back then when I went to the servers. Well, I could tell who was putting the work in. Big Michael and LaSalle. They was very active. They putting in them Stones, the whole Stone family, P Dog and all them. J Rock, J Dog, them all Stones I name them, you know what I mean? Big Shaq, them all Stone. Now they was holding down the pocket to it where you want to run up on them because they was the real deal, you know what I mean? There's a lot of them and all of them had they bang on and it was with the business, you know what I mean? Cause they lived in 2 houses on North. There's so many, a big family right next door to each other. There's that many of them, stuff like that, you know what I mean? And the gate would go around both houses. And we used to go over there and play down, hang out, get high, you know, good spot to hang out. And a lot of people have their dope sack, selling drugs and stuff like that. And then when stuff go down, everybody jump in cars and they ride. They go put work in and stuff like that. I mean, you know, that was the launching pad for the corner pocket. Like, say somebody got out of line in Compton, they'd say, oh, these niggas trip. Bam. All you see cars and 4 niggas in each car. Everybody got the gun. They riding. You know what I mean? Parker Hood wasn't a big hood, but they was a deadly hood. That's why they lasted to this day. You know, they didn't have the members of the A-Trays or the Rolling Sixes or the East Coast. But we was a smaller gang, but a deadly game. Everybody knew that, you know, we'd tear your ass up. You know what I mean? So you don't want to fuck around with us. Because, you know, we had to do it like that.
You knew Undertaker?
Undertaker, yeah. That's Undertaker. That's what's that? Willie Hurd. Willie Hurd brother. Now Undertaker's my age. We went to school together. His name was Felton. You know what I mean? Me and him same age. He Carver Park. He was the real deal. You know, like Willie Hurd. You know, I could see the hurts of his brother, but he was a real deal. Where the Power Rules knew we ain't gonna run up on him because, you know, he with the business, right? So the Power Rules, they wasn't stupid. So when we was going to school, was Crips up there, but they knew what Crips to run up on. They didn't run up on some of my homies, but they was the poop butt Crips. But they didn't run up on me, you know what I mean? But they knew who to run up on. So I ain't saying they were like scared, but they picked and choose who are we dishing on Friday, and they see we ain't up there deep. Then you finna get your ass whooped. You know what I mean? They would take off on like that. You know, then we would tell the homies that got taken off, nigga, you see we all ditching, nigga. Why would you go up there and we ain't up there to help? You know, so you caused that on yourself. You know, real shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I went to school, I knocked at everybody's door. You ready to go to school? You ready to go to school? Boom, boom. Cuz, you ready? So I walked to school with a whole gang of niggas every day. You know what I mean? I never was called slipping. You know, when I did with my homies, I take classes. Nigga, checking this English class, 107 room. I'm up in there. Nigga, get up there with me. You know what I mean? So I knew, had my niggas with me in every class I had, you know. And then at Centennial, we had our bathroom. We had the Crip bathroom, the dice game going on. Then all the rest of school was all the blood bathroom. But we had one bathroom. They knew not to come up in there because it was nothing but Crips. Carver Park, Mona Park, you know, front hood, you know, that's our bathroom. We got it all marked up, Crip this, Crip that, you know. Rock, roll 2DA. Roll 2DA.
Who was your one rival you would never give a pass to?
Puddin'? Hell no, Puddin'.
Oh, you went there kicking it with Tam.
I met Puddin', me and Puddin' met up later in life. I was over Terry Carter's house. And he was in the front room. And so we didn't bring up no gangbanging stuff. I didn't even bring up when I wanted to tell nigga, remember back in the day you put a gun in my head and did the Russian roulette? I ain't bring that up. We was getting high and was on whole different tips because the girl I was with was kin to Terry Carter, right? And I said, I can't go on Pyro Street. I shut that street up a lot of times. Them niggas gonna kill me. He said, don't worry about it. You ain't banging no more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't worry about it. And Terry Carter and them was my cousin. And she never told me that growing up. I said, Terry Carter, your cousin? I heard he was a real cool dude. He brought that money into the music. So I rolled. So we go through the door. I look in the front room, sitting at the table. He's getting high on the phone. Nigga going off about some niggas. He told some niggas to rob a bank, and they blocked the bank job. He going off. I told you, stupid motherfucker, this how you rob a bank. He was on that tip. So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching him. You know, we know who you know, we know each other, cause we was enemies. And then he came past the joint. I hit it, but I'm still watching. Cause I'm saying if he gonna go to his shirt or something, pull out a turn and make a U-turn, and start blasting me, you know what I mean? I'm watching every move. I know how he is. But he was cool. So he didn't. So then, and we didn't talk about the past, you know. And so about a week later, I'm in my hood. I'm on the corner getting high. Him and this dude named Racetrack Ricky, AC cousin, swooped up. And they swooped up on me. I seen it was them. And said, what you doing? You know. I said, I'm getting high. Y'all want to hit this? They said, yeah. So I passed it through the car. And Puddin' was hitting it, and we passed the joint back. Then I never seen him no more the rest of my life though. But we didn't bring up the old stuff about when he put the gun and did the Russian roulette. But you know, thank God that it was my time to go because his homeboys were saying, because I put working on them niggas, right? They said, oh, we got him. Shoot him, Puddin'. Shoot that motherfucker. you know, and Puddin had the gun. He grinning at me. And I'm thinking I had some lopes on. I'm looking straight. I said, this nigga finna shoot me in the head. And they telling his little entourage, kill that nigga, fuck that crab, shoot him, Puddin. They edging him. And he still grinning. Then he told me, he pointed the gun, nigga, you lucky I'm in a good mood. You know, he pointed the gun at me all in my face. You know I can kill you right now. You know, I ain't saying nothing. So he said, what I'm doing, give you a chance. Then he took the 5 bullets off and left one to spin the barrel and put it to my head. Pop! And it didn't go off. You know what I mean? And he told me, run across the football field, bitch. And I ran across the field. I ran across the football field like a bitch. You know what I mean? I broke running. Left my homeboy. Then he did all them. Got to say, he gonna get one of them. You know what I mean? Because we shooting dice. So I'm thinking, when I'm running across the football field, I know, let me get away from the psychopath, because this nigga gonna kill. Somebody finna get killed right now, because when they came up on us, they got their guns. We don't got no gun, but the only thing we got is dice. You know what I mean? So I'm breaking to the house. I said, I'm running. I said, I'm gonna go get my gun. I'm gonna come back and surrender. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. So I went home, got some of the homies. I said, put a gun in my head and play Rush Roulette, y'all cuz. Come on, let's go kill him. He has $10 now. Then we went back. But then we got back up. We didn't see him because we all got our straps. In my mind, I said, as soon as I see him, I ain't going to ask no questions. I'm finna start dumping on this nigga. I'm finna dump this nigga. Man, I'm finna get him. You know, I put no Russian roulette to my head. You know, I'm that close to losing my life. I said, for then on, I kept looking for Puddin' hunting. I would come on the west side. They had a Church's Chicken right there on Central El Segundo. I said, nigga, we used to go up there hanging. I said, wait till they come buy some chicken. Come across the street from Pyro Street, we're going to kill them niggas. You know what I mean? But we didn't. I found out through Mellow Mel that reason we couldn't catch up with Puddin', he was hanging at Luthers Park on the east side of Compton. That's why we couldn't catch it. I didn't know that till recently, and Mellow Mel told me that. You know, because he had a baby by somebody famous over there. So that's why, because we kept looking and looking, and we could never catch up with it, because we were going to kill him. But, you know, we didn't catch him, but you know, he got his punishment when his wife shot him and he got paralyzed, and then he died of complications. Because, you know, when you, what about Tam?
No, it was Puddin'.
Yeah. And so he got,
Jewel.
Yeah, Jewel, you know, she was assigned to death row. So I guess Puddin' must have did something stupid, and she knew that he was a killer. And, you know, when you're scared of your life, you know, you go.
Don't fear men like we fear men.
You gonna get busy, you know, because you think this motherfucker might shoot me. You know what I mean? So Puddin' was that type of dude. I got mentioned, and I said it again. He was a psychopath, and I used to say, looking at him, I used to see him. I said, that nigga would be a good crap. Ooh, we get that nigga on our side. We can mop up these prior rules. You know, he was the real deal. I mean, he wasn't no talker like, nigga, I'm finna kill you. He would pull out his stuff and start getting busy and just start blasting. Because he turned out, Puddin' himself, I ain't gonna lie, turned out a lot of crip parties. I mean, you know, and he wasn't trying to hide. You know, everybody running and you hear the pop, 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 pop. Everybody running inside the park. That's Puddin' out there shooting. You know what I mean? You know, you running. You know, the panic set in. You know, I've been to many parties where he came and, or they'll say, Puddin' here. Puddin', get out the car. Everybody in the garage probably running all, hopping fence and stuff. Because you know this fool coming, he finna light it up. You know what I mean? And he did that. You know, I give him props on that. He was a straight shooter, straight killer and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He was the type of nigga where if you got a gun, don't let him pull his gun out because he ain't going to talk. You got to hit him first. You know what I mean? You got to hit him first because he going to get you. Because he didn't talk. He just got busy. That's why I say he was a psychopath. Because he wouldn't talk. He pulled out and started letting loose. He don't say, oh, what the fuck you niggas doing? I'm going to kill you. You know, niggas got to talk about what they going to do. Yeah, nigga, I'm going to shoot you right now. You don't think I'm going to kill you? They going to talk 2 hours for if they do get busy. He wasn't that tired. It's on sight. You know, and I give him that. He was on sight. Straight blaster. Let me see some of these comments. I have to look over this mic. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Kev gonna justify. I can look because he got the mic over. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Tell me y'all can hear me. He pushed the mic away. Yes, Gerard Jewel did shoot Puddin'. Okay. How you say his name? This guy right here just donated.
King O what?
King O what? Did we say it now? King O what 100?
11.5. 11.5.
11.5. He donated. Oh, I was talking. I might have missed some donations if I did. Oh, Kev said I didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, they said J Bones say is putting in work.
No.
Yeah, people said that, but we call this Puddin'. His name was Sylvester Scott. Let me tell you something about Puddin', y'all. It's gonna shock y'all, right? True story. Puddin' can shoot some basketball. He could have been on the varsity team stars. I seen him at Centennial on the outside, the gym. He would lighten them up. The boy can shoot. I remember watching him. I said, look at this killer, this psychopath. This nigga can shoot. He was a good ball player. I ain't gonna take that from him. You know, kept himself G'd up. He was a sharp dressing brother. Always had nice cars. You know, everybody on Piru Street, they all had nice houses. So them dudes was great dressers and stuff. They was the GQ niggas. You know what I mean? So they wasn't no thumpers, only like LB, but they was just like they was some shooters. You know what I mean? Yeah, they was the pretty niggas and all that G'd up niggas. You know, so they that's how they made their fame. They used it with the gun and stuff like that. You know. Okay, let me read another question. Say, remember when? Yep, that's true. Sir Johnson, this is a trip. All the Crip gangs bust on Puddin', right? We used to have our Crip meetings. We'd be in the Grandy, so we having our Crip meetings, and the whole meetings would be about, because the niggas would be saying, oh man, he came over to San Antonio back and bust on him. Oh, he came over here to Palmer Block and shot. Oh, he came over to Park Village and shot. You know, having everybody telling their bits on him. And we all used to say, and we find out what car he driving at the time because he was always switching cars. And he was getting shot at all the time. And I said on the video, on my cousin's video, Puddin' must have had 9 lives to be, because every week or so, everybody busts on him. People say, they come to the creek, man, we seen him, we bust on him, we dumped on him. You know, did you get him? I think so. You know what I mean? Or stuff like that. Everybody, they was dumping on him. But Puddin' was the luckiest person. Look in the World Book of Guinness World Record. He got to be in there for the luckiest person being dumped on. All them Crip gangs in Compton was dumping on him. And I say, where can he go? Because Compton was mostly at that time full of Crip gangs. You know, we dominate. You know, Pirus had their little areas, but they, back in the early 70s, they better stay in their little area because they couldn't come where we went. We was all downtown Compton at the Rosecrans skate range and nothing but Crips, you know what I mean? And we be looking. I hope they come up here for we can kill one of the fool if they're crazy enough to do that, you know what I mean? But that's how it was back then. And I used to think, true story, I never thought Puddin' to live long. I say, when we were like 16, 17, I said, that nigga won't make it to 18. I remember saying that. Ain't nowhere he can make it to 18. All these crazy ass Crips out here, these gun-toting, you know what I mean? At that time, Tookie hanging in Compton, right? Tookie wasn't hanging in L.A. Tookie was hanging in Compton, you guys. We used to see Tookie at the party. Raymond Washington wasn't hanging in Compton. I'll tell you the truth. He on the east side. Tookie hung. So, in our mind, Tookie our leader. Even though we knew Raymond Washington was a hog, but Compton looked at that Tookie was our leader. You know what I mean? That's who we looked up to. And cause Tookie from the west side. You know what I mean? So that was our idol. You know what I mean? And to see Tookie in person, y'all that never seen him in person, the dude had arms over arms. You know, I see some of the pictures, he was bigger than that. You know, that dude was like sculptured, right? You know, and I say, damn, because he used to love to have his shirt off and show how big. And I touched his chest one time. Felt like steel. I say, man, a baseball bat can't do nothing to him. His chest to me felt like steel. How you get your chest to feel like that? You know what I mean? And then what cracked me up, I'll look at that video with Pretty Cubs, you know, with Kev Mack. And Tookie slapped him. Pretty Crip. And then Kev Mack said, when he slapped you, what did you do? Pretty Crip say, nothing. He did the right thing. You know what I mean? He said nothing. At least when I give the brother credit, He was honest. Okay. Pearl J. He gave another $2.99. He said, Mello said he think you was a pimp. Yeah, I was a pimp. I'm Pepper. Yeah. Mello, that's right. Yeah, Too Pretty Kenney. Pimp of the year. That's me. Let me read this. Too Pretty Kenney. Did you drive by from a motorcycle car? Who got jokes? Dizzy Funk, you got jokes. Don't let me start talking about you, Dizzy Funk. I'll put you on blast. You know what I mean? I can blow. So, say you sorry then. And then read another one. But trying to read some of these comments because you guys got a lot of comments. No, did somebody ever, did we ever have a Rumble with the Largo 36? Whoa. No, in the early 70s, they didn't want to, they was cool. They was coming by these Sherm sticks from us, right? And the CV threads. But they didn't want no beef. They didn't want no smoke with us. Because at that time, in holding down the city, it go by the numbers. Where at that time, the blacks had the numbers in Compton, and South Central, and on West Side England, we had the numbers. I'm keeping 100. Nowadays, the Hispanics got the numbers. And they hold stuff down. They just got pockets of neighborhood, some East Coast little sets that still putting in work against the F-13. But on the overall whole, I'll be honest, the Hispanics is holding that down. South Central. It's more. They got the numbers. Because most of the blacks, they moved out. The ones that moved out, the OGs that was putting in the work, they locked up for life. You know what I mean? So it ain't that many hardcore on the streets to hold them back. And I'll be honest, the Florence of the F-13s is smoking a lot of sets out there, you know what I mean? A lot of black sets. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. The young generation, they don't got the probably not putting them down or nothing, but they don't got the numbers. If you don't got the numbers, you ain't gonna hold nothing down, you know what I mean? Real talk. But it's not about trying to hold something down. It's about trying to live a life that raise your family, raise your kids, and try to do the right thing and stuff like that. Get back to your community. All you OGs that listen to me, that's real OGs, that's holding down your hoods. Right now, what y'all need to be doing, telling youngsters, hey, y'all, it ain't about that. You know what I mean? God, them youngsters right for they won't mess their young lives up. Any OGs that's still in their neighborhoods right now, or the big ball dope man, they're supposed to be on them youngsters right now, guiding them. You know what I mean? If your OGs ain't guiding you, they ain't your real OGs. You know what I mean? Because a real OG gonna guide you like a father influence. They look up to you, OG. Someone don't have dads, so you they dads on the street. So you got to tell them the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? OGs, I'm talking to you guys. When they had that dude from Main Street, what's that? Dale Dog. Dale Dog was putting it down, helping his community, telling them about the gangbanging until he rest in peace. But I like what he's doing. Big Hugh out there in the 60s doing the same thing, doing positive stuff, Nipsey doing a great thing, putting it down. Barefoot Pookie, Jimmy Lavender, all them, Giacomo, all them OGs, even, what's the guy from Raymond, Nugget. Everybody, the OGs is giving back, telling it to the youngsters. It ain't about that no more. You know what I mean? Because like in the Bible, it say, forgive. Now, every time we do wrong, first thing we say, God forgive me. Then you got to forgive your enemy. Even though your enemy took your homeboy life or a relative, let God do the vengeance. You got to forgive, you guys. We got to do that. You don't think I have relatives that got smoked by other sets? And I ain't here saying, oh, I want to kill them Denver Lanes that killed my cousin. I want to kill them West Side Pride. They killed my other cousin. I ain't saying that. I see a West Side Pride. Come here, my brother. Let me hug you, embrace you. I want to forgive everything that happened in the past. And anyway, it happened before you was born. So I can't hate you. But the only thing I can do is love you, my brother. You know what I mean? Listen to me, you guys. It's out of love. Okay, to get back to the platform, let me read. Okay, somebody, David Johnson say, give him a job. David, that is so true. If them youngsters had jobs, and they'll be occupied. That is so true. You know what I mean? But let me tell you youngsters this, y'all. A lot of them going to disagree with this. Go to service. You get education. To this day, I'm 60-something years old. The VA take good care of me. Man, I get everything free. For the rest, I had it for the rest of my life. Go spend a couple years. Especially ain't no war. Don't sign up to be no army dude. A grunt, they call them. Sign up for a trade. Say you want to be a plumber. You go to your recruiter. I want to learn plumbing because the army need every trade on the streets here. They need it. Or I want to be a medical assistant. All right. I want to be this. You know, I want to be a truck driver. Army got every trade they got. So you sign up for a trade. Don't sign up to be no soldier. Sign up for a trade. Then once you get out, the army will help you with jobs, everything, schooling. You go to the service. You get out. They got the GI Bill for schooling. I think they pay like $14, $15 a month. So you go to a junior college, get your grant. Now you got this extra $14, $15 coming in. Take advantage of that. Get off the street. That would save my life. If I would have went to the service, I would have been dead. Because all the wrong I done, everybody after me. You know what I mean? That saved my life. So, if I get one youngster that listen to me and take that and run, yeah, your OG's going to say, nigga, what the fuck you going to do to serve? Man, you crazy as hell. That's how they did me. You know, why you don't do something stupid like that? People are going to knock that because they ain't doing it. Do it for yourself, brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Your life would change. You know, you get the VA home and all that stuff. You know, there's so much stuff you can get. I called Cam Mac the other day, last week. It was a big old thrift store out here in Vegas. So the lady said that any vet can come in there and get anything you want. You know what I did? I ain't stupid. I grabbed 4 flat screen all work. Plus all type of stuff for my crib. You know what I mean? They said it was 2 for 2 days. And I did it for 2 days. Went in there and took every stereo equipment. Everything was free. Because I was a vet. You know what I mean? So she closed it off to the public. Only way to get in there, you had to have Veterans ID. And I had that. Second time I went, I swear on everything, I'm in this big old store by myself with a basket, you know, the shopping basket, putting stuff in. Nice shit. I even got a grandfather clock. You know, them OG grandfather clock. What? God, you know, the white people donate good shit. Man, I got it from my crib and stuff. Girls gonna say, damn, OG, too pretty. You got a nice crib. Oh, you got classic stuff. You know, and I'll be lying. Baby, this is what I, you know, as soon as they get up in your apartment. You know, you tell them girls whatever. You know what I mean? Let me read something. It said, can you get it? Next week, girl.
All right, let's check out.
Okay, Kev say he ready to check out.
I gotta do some work.
Wait, I need one more donation. You want to check out this one? I don't care if it's $1. One person out there watching this video, just give me $1. I know y'all love Kev Mac. Anybody love Kev Mac, give $1 before I shut this thing off. Or I'll be on here all night long getting on your nerves. Did somebody send $1?
Call out G. Lou or Sean Williams.
Sean Williams, G. Lou, where y'all at? No, I want somebody else.
OG Gold.
You know, Gold. Yeah, I want somebody else. Just give $1 and show that you love Kev Mac. Then you show one that I know y'all is worse Kev Mac doing the show. Somebody. You're a maniac and Mac here. Let me see how many people watching. Damn, it's 192 people watching out of 192 people. Nobody can give $1. I'm finna wait. I ain't gonna say nothing.
No more Crip stories.
Yeah.
No doc.
I just want one more $1. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. You know OG Go. Kev Mac Holly say, man, how let OG Go? He'll do it. Now we can close. OG Go, much love. Kev Mac know you. You know, he say, holla out your name and you'll do it. OG Go, you the man. I see your face grinning. That's him grinning with the white teeth. Boy, you got the whitest teeth. I don't see some white teeth with your black ass. You know, I can't see no face. I just see some white ass teeth. Much love, OG Go. Well, we out. What time is it, Kev Mac?
Oh, I have no idea. Look at the top of the computer.
2:11. What time we start? Oh, wait. Sean Williams. We can't leave. Sean Williams gave $2.99. Good looking out, Sean. Wait, give me 5 more minutes. Somebody else might throw something. You know, give me 5, Kev. Kev, be cool. Chill out.
You got it.
You know,
It's my fundraiser right here.
Right, like a little fun, right? And we
Telethon.
having fun and stuff like that. You guys, love you guys. Not that y'all don't get it twisted, right? I ain't trying to bait man up or I'm pimping and stuff like that. Oh wait, time out. Kev, what's that name? I can't pronounce it. So much money. Public Enemy, what's
Sakari Public Enemies.
well, Public Enemy gave up 10 big stacks. Public, we in the house, most love. But like I get to what I'm saying, you guys, we got to stick together. Okay, wait.
You know what?
Ken, you know what? 100. He gave that dog, my nigga, KO. Hey, Ken, I'm gonna call you KO. That's more easy. KO 100. Wait. Young Rock is back. Yo, Mayor. Oh, call the police. No, I can't handle it. Y'all coming through. Young Rock, love you, baby. Love you. Man, that's what I'm talking about. What I'm saying, y'all, we got to stick together. Don't think I don't give him no money. I do. I say he came back. I peel off, right? Because I want this platform to go to stay forward, you know what I mean? And that's real talk, you guys. Not that I want anybody to say, man, I'm telling too pretty get on the show, he begging, asking for money. No, y'all, it's trying to keep a good thing going, y'all. You know, and the stuff y'all give him, he appreciate every penny, right? But this stuff costs it. When he do all the editing, y'all think he'll do a video, then tomorrow's ready? No, he got to do that bit by bit. I said, damn, Kev, that's a lot of work. And I watch him doing that stuff. Kev, come on, let's go and be with these girls. Man, I got to get this done for my people, man. Man, they don't know you going with me, you know? But he's so dedicated to making you guys. Oh, wait. My baby. Y'all, this is my boo. Now, nobody, this is my girl. Lady Brim, Little Country. You know, that's my girl, y'all. Y'all can't be liking her. Back off. That's mine. You know what I mean? And she said thanks to me. That's my girl. Y'all don't get it twisted. Me and her. She know. We got a special bond. That's my boo.
What kind of hat my father had on?
Oh man, I'm showing a picture of Cam Mack. Look. Now he must be from Corner Pocket. I think I've seen him. That's Cam Mack Daddy, y'all. Shooting pool in Corner Pocket. And he going for the Corner Pocket. That's Cam Mack Daddy right there, y'all. Much love. Show me your mom. Let me show his mom.
What kind of hat is that?
Okay, the hat is, wait, he don't show his mom's too, y'all. Oh, that's a apple hat. We called them apple hats back in the day, like an apple hat. You know, if it shows his mom's before we leave. Wait a minute. KO again. KO 100. He donate. KO, you ain't getting a sack today. You done donate your whole sack. KO, good mate up. Wait. Thank you, KO. You my dog. Much love. Okay, back up. Back all the way up. Big Lee gave 20 stacks. Big Lee, that's you. Big Lee's that gave up 20 big one. Much love, y'all. Man, I love this, man. You know, what you guys is doing and stuff, man. Much love, man. If I see y'all in person, I will give all y'all, everybody that donate, I will give y'all a hug with, oh wait, it ain't stopped yet. Call the police. Wait, I got the screens in my eye. Town businessman, 1999. Boss business man. Oh man, he said I have a dub.
You're looking up.
Man, must love boss man. Where you at, boss man? What city you from? Text me if I can holler what city you from. Boss, give it up. Tragnew Park. Tragnew. Lady Country. I see you, baby. You my boo. You let me know anybody in your face trying to get with you, you call me collect. I'll accept the charge. Because I'll be in L.A. No, where you at? I'll be down there to straighten them out. You my goo. You my boo. That's my boo. You know what I mean? Real talk. It said, why is Snoop Dogg wearing a Death Row chain and his label is Doggy Style Records? Can somebody answer that? Why is Snoopy Snoop doing that? Wow, I didn't know that. That's something. Okay. This is right here is Cam Mac moms. You see her? And go down. There she go. With the big afro. You could tell that's in the 70s. That's how we was wearing our hair. Because you had a big afro, you were building an afro that side, you had all the girls. Now that's his mom's. You seen his dad in corner pocket shooting pool. That's his mom. Right there. That's his mother's beautiful lady. Here you go, Cam. Yeah. Now y'all seen his mama and his daddy. Well, I seen a picture earlier of Cam Mac daddy. I said, man, your daddy look like a player. You know, I did tell Cam Mac that. I did say that. You know what I mean? She do. You know. Lady Country. She's beautiful.
Lady Country in there?
No, she's saying things. That's my boo. Goddamn right you beautiful. Who say you wasn't? Goddamn it. You mine. Y'all stay out of her face out there. You know, that's my girl. And then we'll stay cool. Me and Lady Country got something going on strong. You know what I mean? That's me. Okay. Let me read this comment. Yeah, Sean Williams, she's a beautiful lady. Goddamn right. Sean, you say the right thing. You can stay on this channel. Because if you said my girl ain't beautiful, I would delete your ass. You know what I mean? You said the right thing. Reggie Brown must love Kenny. Reg, is that true? Reggie Brown giving her love. You know, I'm reading this stuff. Wow. Black flag, gang. What's the black flag? Okay, man.
Black what?
Black flag, gang. Huh? Oh, yeah, Santana with the black flag. Okay. Mellow now, that's his crew.
Man, all right, y'all.
Okay,
I gotta get to work.
Cam Mac got to get to see what he finna do? Work on the video. See what I'm talking about? He's saying workaholic. Oh, I got to get to work. And he doing this for y'all. You know what I mean? That's something special. So he be locked up in his suite doing all these videos and stuff, editing and all that stuff for you guys. That's why I say y'all donate something to him. Show y'all appreciate it. That y'all appreciate what this brother do. You know what I'm saying? I'll call him late at night. Cam, come on, man, let's go have a drink. Man, I got to finish up on this video. Man, let's go have a drink. Man, it'll be fin. Just give me an hour or two. Ain't that a bitch? You know what I mean? So y'all show love like he's showing y'all love. You know what I mean? Real talk. So I don't let y'all go. Wait, Lady Country say something. Wait, I can't go unless I say something with my baby was. Oh, okay. Lady Country was saying that he was talking about her mother, Cam Mac, was beautiful. Oh, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? As she is. You could look at it. You know what I mean? Cam Mac, mother and father was a nice looking pair. That's why Cam Mac a nice looking dude. He modest, he don't say nothing, but Cam Mac a nice looking brother. You know what I mean? You know, he with the business and stuff like that. But we're gonna let y'all go. Okay, who say that? Sebo from Texas. Man, you know I love Texas. Sebo, man, we mess with y'all too. You know what I mean? Texas, man, y'all off the chain. Dallas, all that. His daddy, what part of Texas? Bastrop, Texas. What city was I in? Oh, Bastrop. I had a delivery there. I went through there. I know that. It's a small town. It's by Sherman up there. Yeah, I've been through them. Oh, Jerome Wallace. He got jokes. He say TPK need to drink some NyQuil and take my ass to sleep. Delete him.
Who was that?
Jerome Wallace. Yeah, I'm saying your name. Jerome Wallace. Delete that. Cam Mac. Much love, Jerome. Love you, man. I got a sense of humor. That's funny as hell. You know what I mean? I'm talking too much. I need to take my tired ass and take some NyQuil and go to sleep. I like stuff like that. Y'all out there, y'all can bag on me. I got a good sense of humor, and you know, I want to bag back. You know what I mean? So when y'all want to bag on TPK, come with the business. You know what I mean? Because I will get you. You know what I mean? But we're going to let you go. We gonna love all y'all, all you guys that donated today. Man, y'all are too much for me. You know what I mean? Much love. Cut it out, Cam Mac.
Done deal.
Is it gone?
No.